Hi, John Wales here. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to use the pixelating effect that's built into Videopad. To demonstrate it, I'm going to pixelate out the number plate on my car. Now there's two ways to do it. You can do it like this. Now I don't think that would be a very sensible way to do it. You get very tired chasing after cars with bits of paper and sellotape, and it's not very practical at all. Or you could do it like this. This is the way I plan on doing it, so being as we're here now, let's use all the special effects that's available to use. Let's use the simple one. Hey, there we are. Back at the studio. Well, I say studio, actually. It comprises of a mouse, a dressing table, a computer, a spare room. What more do you need? So, in a moment we'll get to this. In the meantime, first of all, let me say, if there's anything you enjoy about it, give me a thumbs up. Even better, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll get all of my further videos, which may be bad or good. I never know until I do them. Let's get into this tutorial. Okay, so Videopad is open. Next is to add the files that I'm going to censor up. Pixel car. There we go. Now, I already know the section that I'm going to do, but assuming this is the piece of film that you've done, it could be a car going around a corner or something, and there's only a section of it you want to isolate, so you'd isolate it. And the piece that I'm going to isolate is this piece here. And I'm going to start it right there, and then I'm going to go forward. This is where the number plate comes across the screen and then disappears the other side. Let's put it back a little bit. There's the number plate. Go forward 2 and set an end. So I'm assuming you're relatively familiar with Videopad and you can actually know how to isolate a section out of a piece of film that you want. I've isolated this section and we hit the add button and I should drop it down onto my storyline. Next thing I'm going to do is get rid of the sound because I don't want the sound on it. Delete. Where's it gone? Now, next thing I want to do is bring up my effects. You can do two ways. Down here, where you've got the bit of film, there's FX. Click on FX, and it opens up your effects palette. It's closing down again. Or you can do it up here, video effects on the top. Click on that, and it brings the effects straight up. These are the effects that are available to you. Scroll down, and here under filters you'll find censor. Click on that. Brings up a nice little box here. And here's your starting point. This is the sensor. You can move the box around there. Picture's not very big on my screen here. I'd like it bigger. So if you come over to here, look, you can unlock the preview pane into a bigger window. Much better. There's our box so we can move around. Now we come back over to here. Black box at the moment. You have three choices: black, pixels, blur. I'm going to stay with black because it's easier to describe what's happening and easier for you to see what's happening. The next thing that I'd like to do is here on our effects palette, there's the X for closing it down, but right underneath there's another funny squiggly box there, look, and that shows you to hide or show the effects animation editor. Click on that, and this brings you up this pane here, and what that shows is the individual frames. If you scroll across, this red play bar is very similar to the play bar that you've got all over the other all over the other bits of your film. Anyway, we'll scroll this right back to the start, and then using my forward and back buttons here on the main pane, what I'm going to do for the minute, I'm just going to advance the footage a bit, quite a bit. And the reason for this, I just want, here's the number plate that I'm going to be masking out, and I just want to roughly get the height because this box is going to be too high for it. So we can make the box a little bit thinner, roughly there. And this is pretty much almost the right size. You can obviously lengthen the size of it. I can do this side, lengthen that a bit, across to cover the whole thing. So now I know this is roughly the right size that I'm going to want. That's fine. Put him over here somewhere. And go back to the start of where I want my clip to start. Now, advance forward until you can see frame by frame. Until my number plate becomes available. There's the first. This is the first point where you see the number plate, which is good enough for me. Now I'm just going to grab our censorship box, drag him across, and cover him up. So this is going to be our first frame where we cover up the number plate with the pixels. Now when you come back to the effects panel here, where we click this box here to open and close the animation thing, there's another box here, look, and this is the keyframe at current position. You need to click that every time you put a new bit of pixel on, if you like. Let's take this back to where it's gone, back to there. I have a terrible habit of jumping forward. Now, let's get back there. I'm going to advance 3 frames at a time on this. 1, 2, 3. And that's just so that we can make this a bit faster. Once we get going, I'm going to fast forward in a minute. So, a bit more of our frame to cover up, a bit more of our number plate. And I've totally lost the size of this thing, look. Let's make it bigger. There we go. I put this back across here. Pull my play bar back to the first blue dot. There. Grab all of this and put it back across here. A little bit long-winded. If I can make this box a little shorter. Somehow it's managed to lose the size, but you can just resize it. This is going to be my second lot of framing. Click the plus box, advance 3 frames. 1, 2, 3. Move my censorship box across. Back up here, plus button, add a keyframe. Go forward 3 frames. This time I'm going to want to make the black box a little bigger and drop it down a fraction. Up here, add keyframe to current position, click. Go forward 3 frames, 1, 2, 3, and we'll continue doing this all the way across. Keyframe. Right, I'm going to fast forward this in hyperspeed and go a bit faster. In a moment it'll get a lot easier because what will happen is the black box will match the size of the number plate, so you can just move it across in huge chunks and go a lot faster. As I say, what I'm doing here, I'm moving forward 3 frames at a time. You might want it far more professional, in which case you do it 1 frame at a time and then readjust the whole parameter of the size of the bit you're censoring to make it look perfect. To me it doesn't matter, I'm just showing you this works. Let's carry on. keyframe. I'm not sure, I might have to cut this out, but let's close that down now. Sorry, what was I going to do? We're going to put this on to, now we've got that far, we can play, stop, back down here, change, now we've got that far, we can change black to pixels, press play on this bit, there we go. Perfect, that's how we want that. Now I'm not sure exactly how I put this back into my other bit of film, but what best thing I can think of doing with this is we would go to close. Do you want to save? Yes. I'm going to give him a name. I'm going to call it car pixel 1. So I know what it is. Save. Okay. Now if I wanted to add this back in, let's wait for it to save that. I think it's taken a while to save because basically what we've done, we've adjusted something like probably 70 frames. So it's taken a little while to add all these little frames up in the memory and put them into some kind of an order. There we go. Now this is back to OBS. What I want to do now is reopen up Videopad. Oh look, car pixel 1, no, don't want that one. Do we? Let's bring it back up. Car pixel 1. Okay, I'll live with that. And now, let's say we want to add another file. And what I want to add in is the original car pixel. So this is the original file without the pixelation on it. And yes, here we go. What will we do here? So I've got bar pixel 1 MTS, which is that one there. And this one, the original one, I'm going to pull this down onto a timeline. Anywhere for the minute. I'm going to drop the original footage onto track 1. I'm then going to pull my edited footage onto track 2. Let me see, I will scroll across to that point, which is about, where are we going to? I'll get it. About there we started, so it's probably a better way of doing this. I'll drag this across to here. And now I'm going to see if I can get this to match up at all. That's close enough for me explain how it works. It's close enough. It's taking a few extra seconds to render because we've got these. You can see if you use this video editor, it takes a little while for it to kind of render. But on the whole, it's pretty much what it's going to be. No pixelation, and then I've just about matched that up. I'm sure there's a far better way of doing it. This would now be my new footage. Press play. Let's make it a bigger screen so we can see what's happening. Press play. On my original footage here. As if I take the camera across the back of the car, my numbers will be showing normally. And come back in. There we go. Pixelation done. So if this has been any help to you at all, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, or subscribe, even better. Till my next video. Bye for now.